right? So v is equal to, set theoretically we can write in bracket, in curly bracket, x, where x belongs to R and x greater than 0. And now we want to prove that the given set is a vector space under the given addition and scalar multiplication. So x plus y is equal to x into y, that is the addition which is given in the statement, and c into x is equal to x raised to c. Okay. So let's try to prove one by one all the condition. First condition is closedness, x plus y is equal to x into y, that is also belongs to V. Okay. So only the, what is set V? Try to understand the set V. Only the positive real numbers are in the set. Okay, x should be real number and it should be positive. So all the positive real numbers are in the set. Okay. So what is the first condition? X plus y is equal to x into y, where x and y both are positive real numbers. So x into y is also positive real number, because multiplication of two positive real number is also positive. So that's why that is belongs to V. The second condition, x plus y is equal to x into y. Okay, that is equal to y into x, that we can write, because commutative in multiplication for real numbers, that is true. We can write for any two real numbers, x into y is equal to y into x. Okay, that is equal to y plus x. So this is also true for all x y belongs to set V. Okay, so the second condition is also satisfied. Let's see the third condition. Third condition is associative law for addition, in bracket x plus y plus z, that is equal to, in bracket, x into y plus z. Okay, we use the definition of addition which is given in the statement, that is equal to x into y, in bracket x into y into z. So that is equal to x. Now associative law for multiplication for real numbers, that is easy, right? So we use that one, that in bracket x into y into z, that is equal to x into, in bracket, y into z. Okay, so we use that property for real numbers. And now we use the definition for addition, that is x into, in bracket, y into z, that can be written as x plus y into z in bracket. So x plus, in bracket, y plus z. So quite easily we can prove that associative property for addition. Okay, and that is also true for all x y z belongs to V. Now what is our identity for the given set? Because actually we have to find such element which is in the set such that x plus that element is equal to x. Okay, and that is should be true for all x belongs to V. So here is a identity, that identity is equal to 1, that you can check very easily. If we take theta is equal to 1 belongs to V. Now 1 is a positive real number, so that is also belongs to V, and such that x plus theta, that is equal to x into 1, using the definition in addition. So x into 1 is equal to x. Okay, so identity is 1. Take minus x is equal to 1 upon x. Negativeness in addition, we have to take minus x is equal to 1 upon x. Why it is 1 upon x? Because of, if we take x plus minus x, that is equal to actually x into minus x, and if we take minus x is equal to 1 upon x, that is x into 1 upon x, and that is equal to 1, which is identity for the addition in the for the given set, right? So x plus minus x is equal to 1, and that is also true for all x belongs to V. Okay, so first 5 properties are satisfied for the vector space. Let's see the next 5 conditions. C into x. Now we can use, we have to use the scalar multiplication which we defined in the statement example of the statement of the example, right? So c into x is equal to x raised to c belongs to V. Why it is belongs to V? Since x is positive. Okay, x is positive, so x raised to c become positive for any scalar c. Either c is positive or c is negative or c is 0. Okay, c is any real number, but x is positive, so that's why x raised to c is always a positive real number. So that's why c into x is equal to x raised to c is a positive real number, so that's why it is belongs to V. The seventh condition, c into x plus y is equal to x plus y raised to c. Okay, we use the definition of scalar multiplication, that is equal to, now x plus y, what is x plus y? That is equal to x into y, okay, which is given in the definition, that x into y raised to c. Now in bracket x into y raised to c, that can be written as x raised to c into y raised to c. Okay, we can write separately. So x raised to c is actually c into x, and y raised to c, that can be written as c into y. So in bracket c into x into c into y. Now these two are positive real numbers, so that can be written as c into x plus c into y. Okay, so we prove that c into x plus y is equal to in bracket c into x plus in bracket c into y. So next property, c plus k into x, that is equal to x raised to c plus k, using the definition of scalar multiplication which we given in the statement of example. So c plus k into x is equal to x raised to c plus k, and that is equal to x raised to c into x raised to k. Now x raised to c can be written as c into x again, and x raised to k, that can be written as k into x. So c into x in bracket and other bracket, in other bracket k into x. So c into x plus k into x, right. So we prove the next condition, 8th condition for the vector space, that in bracket c plus k into x is equal to in bracket c into x plus in bracket k into x, right. And the next 9th condition for the vector space, that is c into in bracket c into k into x, that is equal to, we can write x raised to c into k. Now x raised to c into k, that can be written as in bracket x raised to c and raised to k, okay, but that can be written as k into x raised to c, and that is equal to k into c into x, okay. So associative law for scalar multiplication is also proved, and similarly we can prove that in bracket c into k into x is equal to c into k into x, okay. In bracket c into k into x, that is equal to c in bracket k into x, that we can prove very easily, right. And this is also true for all c and k belongs to R, and for all x belongs to vector space V, okay. So that is a correction, x is not belongs to R, but x belongs to V. The next condition, 1 into x is equal to x raised to 1, okay, and that is equal to x. That is also true for all x belongs to V. So again we prove all the 10 condition for the vector space for the given example with this addition and scalar multiplication, right. So we can say that the given set is vector space under the given addition and scalar multiplication, right. So using this 10 properties, you can check any example that the given set is vector space or not, okay. That type of example sometime asked in the GTU exam. So next topic, subspace. First of all we see the definition of subspace. Now what is called subspace? A subset W of a vector space V is called a subspace of vector space V if W itself a vector space under the addition and scalar multiplication defined on V, okay. And so when we say that a given set is a subspace if it is itself a vector space under the given addition and scalar multiplication defined on V. Now to prove subspace, we need to only prove the two conditions, and for that here is a theorem. If W is a set of one or more vectors from a vector space V, then W is a subspace of V if and only if the following condition hold, okay. That means what? to prove subspace, we only need to check the given two conditions. First one is if uv belongs to w, then u plus v belongs to w for all uv belongs to w, and if k is second condition, if k is any scalar and u belongs to w, then k into u belongs to w. Okay, so if we can prove these two condition for the given subset of a vector space V, then we can say that a given subset of a vector space V is a subspace, not only a subset but it is a subspace of a vector space V, right? So let's see some example, some important example of a subspace, right? It is, all the examples are very important for the subspace. Starting with the easiest example, check whether the following sets are subspace or not. Okay, so that we have to check for all the example that the given subset of a vector space V is a subspace or not. The first set is W is equal to set theoretically A 0 0, where A belongs to R, which is actually a subset of R3, that you can see easily. This set is actually a subset of R3, okay, because all the elements are from R3. But what type of elements are in the set? You can see in the definition what type of element are in the set. The first coordinate is real number and the second and third coordinate should be 0. It must be a 0, okay. So the first coordinate is any real number and the second and third coordinate it should be 0, it must be 0, okay. So solution, we take two elements from the set, we take any two elements from the set and try to check that addition of that two elements should be in the set W, okay, and the scalar multiplication starting with any k real number and u belongs to W, we have to prove that k into u also belongs to W. So this, if these two conditions are satisfied, then we can say that the given set is a subspace of a vector space V, right. So start with u is equal to a1 0 0, which is belongs to W, okay, and v is equal to a2 0 0 belongs to W, where a1 and a2 are both are real numbers. So u plus v, okay. Next one is very important, that here we use in all the example we use addition and scalar multiplication are standard, okay. So we use in all the example addition and scalar multiplication are standard addition and standard scalar multiplication, right. So that's why u plus v is equal to a1 plus a2, the first coordinate is a1 plus a2, and the of course second coordinate is 0 plus 0, that is 0, and the third coordinate is also 0 plus 0, that is 0, belongs to W, okay, because a1 and a2 both are real numbers, so addition of that addition of any two real number is also real number, so that's why u plus v belongs to W. Now k into u is equal to k into a1 comma 0 comma 0, that is also belongs to W because k is a real number and a1 is also real number, so multiplication of any two real number is also real number, so k into u is also belongs to W. So clearly you can see that this simple set we can easily prove that the given set is a subspace of R3, okay. Here vector space V is R3 and W is a subset of R3, and we prove that W is a subspace of R3, okay. Now next example. Now any example, now try to keep in mind that if we want to prove that the given set is a subspace, you have to take in general two elements from the set, okay. You have to take in general two elements from the set, but if we want to prove that the given set is not a subspace, you need to take only particular elements from the set and try to check that addition of that two particular elements are not in the set or scalar multiplication are not in the set, scalar multiplication is not in the set, okay. So that you have to keep in mind that if you want to prove that the given set is a subspace, we have to take in general element, we cannot take particular two elements and try to check that that particular two elements is in the set, so that's why the given set is a subspace. That is not a correct method, okay, to prove a subspace. So that you have to keep in mind. I repeat that if you want to prove that a given set is a subspace, then you have to take two elements in general from the set. You cannot take any two particular set. But if you want to prove that given set is not a subspace, then it's okay. Then you can take any two particular set, any two particular vector from the set and check that the addition of that two particular element is not in the set, or either scalar multiplication is not in the set, okay, which we do here. The second example, W is equal to A10 where A belongs to R. So what type of element are in the set? The first coordinate is real number, the second coordinate is 1 and the third coordinate is 0. So that type of elements from the R3 are in the set. So clearly if we take U is equal to A110 belongs to W and V is equal to A210 belongs to W, you can see that U plus V, that is equal to A1 plus A2, and the second coordinate is 1 plus 1, so that is 2, and the third coordinate is 0. That is clearly not belongs to W because the second coordinate is 2, okay. Only those elements from the only those elements from R3 are in the set such that the second coordinate is 1. But when we take two elements from the set, the addition of that two element, in the addition of that two element, the second coordinate is here 2. So that's why U plus V is not belongs to W. Clearly first condition is dropped, so you don't need to check the second condition. You can directly say that W is not a subspace of R3. Okay. The third one, W is equal to A 3A. In set theoretically we can write A 3A 2A where A belongs to R. Okay. U is equal to A1 3A1 and 2A1 belongs to W. V is equal to A2 3A2 2A2 belongs to W. Take U plus V. Here we use standard addition. Okay, again I repeat, we use standard addition and standard scalar multiplication from R3 R2 R4. Okay, so U plus V is equal to A1 plus A2. Second coordinate is 3 into A1 plus A2, third coordinate is 2 into A1 plus A2. So that is also belongs to W because you can see what type of element